You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today on our Friday review, we're going to be going through a little bit of research, a little bit about how it applies in everyone's life right now, why we need to know about this very specific vitamin. Then I've got one of my favorite herbs coming up, and we can use it really across the board. Any age, lots of benefits, especially the anti-inflammatory benefits, which help with so many different symptoms that people suffer from. And then what I want to do is I want to bring you a very special book that I read many, many years ago. And again, I like to give you the books that came out years ago that aren't in the mainstream, that you're not thinking about or hearing about right now, and how they can benefit you as well. So let's get right into it. Not going to be a long show, but it's going to be packed with a lot of content. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a special vitamin, a vitamin that gets very little press, and I'm not sure why. And the reason is this, that vitamin K helps with so many different factors in your body, but I want to focus on two right now. Okay, so if you're not getting enough vitamin K, you cannot literally create enough blood clotting factors in your liver. So your liver needs to have this very special vitamin called vitamin K. Again, we know about vitamin B, we know about vitamin D, we know about E, we know about vitamin A and the immune boosting benefits, all those great things. But vitamin K kind of gets pushed to the wayside. Believe it or not, a lot of multivitamins don't even have vitamin K in the multivitamin. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but it's a way to cut corners, basically. And they'll give you different reasons why they have it, why they don't. And then a lot of times they're not even giving you the vitamin K that can be used to help with bone loss. I think that's a big one as well. So let's get right into it. Vitamin K1. When you look at vitamin K1, you can say, okay, this is when like infants are given or babies given. It's for people that need better or more blood clotting factors. All of us need some of that. That's very, very important so that if we were ever to get cut or in an accident or any of those things, that our blood obviously can clot. That's the very simplistic part about it. How I want to talk about is this. We all know about vitamin K. If you see that on the back of your vitamin label, that's fine, but it's not going to help as much with keeping good, strong bone density. And that's what I want to talk about today. Unless you are getting the very special form, the vitamin K2, you are not going to get all the benefits of keeping strong, healthy bones. Who is this most important for? Well, it's especially important for women. Very, very important for women, especially postmenopausal. Why? Because you're going to start losing bone at a greater rate if you are not taking in all of your vitamins, all of your nutrients, all of your minerals, you're exercising with weights, all of those things. That's why I tell you, it's never just one thing. It's so important that we live this overall healthy lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be complicated. When I'm talking about weightlifting, I'm talking about 2 days per week of using weights. That's it. Studies show not back-to-back days, keep some days in between, a Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday, something like that, just 2 days a week. You're going to get the benefits of keeping nice, strong, healthy bones. If you can do 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, even better. But even if you just do 2 days a week, you're going to get great benefit. But you also need to be getting in enough vitamin K2. So really hard to get enough vitamin K2 from your diet. Leafy greens, that's going to help, but that's going to be more of that vitamin K1. Now, your body can still build those healthy, strong bones with that, absolutely. But this vitamin K2 basically ensures that when you're taking in vitamin D, you can also get it into your bones as well. So you have to keep in mind, it's never just one vitamin. Like vitamin D doesn't build strong, healthy bones, which is why they can give women massive doses of vitamin D, like 50,000 IUs, maybe even a day or weekly. Sometimes they do it. And that's not going to build more bone mass. It's not. You need all the other cofactors to build strong, healthy bones. You need calcium, you need magnesium, you need zinc, you need other vitamins as well, but you also need vitamin K2. Really, really important. So what I want you to do is I want you to look on the back of your nutritional supplement label for this very specific form of vitamin K2. Okay, so it's called menaquinone, and I want to spell it for you. So menaquinone is MENAQUINONE. Quinone. Now, it's called menaquinone, and so it just means a specific type of ring. But what I want you to do, and that's the molecular structure of it, which we're not going to get into today because no one needs to know about that. But I do need to tell you the difference between menaquinone 4 and menaquinone 7. You'll see them on supplement labels. Menaquinone 4 gets absorbed and used by the body more like vitamin K1. Still really important to have in your supplement. However, it's menaquinone 7 that allows you for the greater bone density. And again, this is published, this is researched. I always try to bring you the research, and I'm actually just going to quote the study right now. So anyone that loves looking into the abstracts, this is from 2013, September 2013. It's a 3-year study. So I like studies that last a long time. It was done specifically on menaquinone 7 supplementation. It says menaquinone supplementation helps decrease bone density in healthy postmenopausal women. So the most at-risk group would be postmenopausal women, and it's going to work for you. It's going to work for, again, if you are in that postmenopausal group. So what I want to say is this, is that a lot of people are taking their vitamin D with vitamin K. They're taking a very special supplement. The one that we use is called K-Force. K-Force is a great supplement. It's by Orthomolecular Medicine, by Orthomolecular Products. We really do like them. However, for the most part, we only have people in our practice on regular vitamin D3. And I'm going to tell you why. We have them on regular vitamin D3 because we're trying to save them money. And so here's what we do. We have them use a good functional medicine multivitamin that already has vitamin K in it. So instead of spending like $30 to $40 a month, it's a great supplement. Don't get me wrong. I should say that's for a 2-month supply of K-Force. You can actually just take vitamin D3, which only costs you about $7 per month, and then you can take it with something like the activated multivitamin or our daily nutritional support shake. Both of those have the very specific forms of vitamin K1 and vitamin K2 that's easily absorbed into your system. That's why, remember, you buying your multivitamin at Costco or at Target or at any of these low discount places, don't even bother. Honestly, it's going to be worse for you to take those. And I'm not naming any brands. What I'm naming is when you go for the cheapest form possible, you are not going to get the absorbable form. You're just not. You have to get the form into your body that your body recognizes. It's like you get a set of keys, right? But they're not to your house. So the keys don't matter because they don't match the lock. And it's the same thing with nutritional supplements. That's why a lot of health and fitness people just unknowingly, they write articles saying like, oh, well, the nutritional supplements don't even do anything. It's because they don't understand the science behind it. They don't understand that if you don't put the correct molecular form into the supplement formula in the first place, yes, it's not going to work. It's why when you do studies on vitamin E, I always ask, well, which form of vitamin E did they use? Do they use D-alpha tocopherols? Do they use the tocotrienols? What exactly did they use? And so that kind of stuff just drives me crazy because you give these people one article and then they just write another article and they spread it out to 100,000 people on Instagram. I love Instagram, but still, like, you get this message out and it's incorrect. Now, it is the health professionals' fault because they should have done more research on top of that, not talked about these specifics that they don't necessarily know that much about. But at the same time, we have to start going deeper. We can't just do this surface level, thinking all the time. And that's why I just try to bring you that end result. Look for good quality functional medicine products. Your naturopath, your functional medicine doctor will have these. Or again, if you just go to stevencabral.com/store, you can see the labels of what we recommend. They're not even always our products. And I always say, I will never create a product if one is already created in the marketplace that I would use for myself, that I would use for my family, and that I would use in my own practice. So hopefully that helps. If you just want a good quality vitamin D and vitamin K product together, you can use the K-Force by Orthomolecular. And if you just want to take the more inexpensive route, then you can use vitamin D3 during the wintertime, October through May, if you live above Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, and that goes across the world as well. I think it's like the 47th degree latitude, but don't quote me on that. Or you can use the Daily Nutritional Support Shake, which is what I obviously do every single morning. So hopefully that helps. Again, I think it's great research and something that really we all know women especially who are postmenopausal, who are at risk for osteoporosis, who are at risk for falls, and we really have to make sure that, again, you should be able to fall, you should be able to, go skiing, you should be able to do any of these things well into your 60s and 70s and not have to worry about breaking a hip, breaking, anything. And so really, I'm very, very passionate about making sure that we live a good, long, healthy life, but also a good quality of life. You want to still be able to do all the things that you love to do and not be afraid. So let me get into my next one. So I love this herb. So it's called Cayenne. It's cayenne pepper. It's an actual pepper, but how you take it is typically in powdered form. Now you can take it as a supplement. You can take it as capsules. You can take it as soft gels. You can also take it as a tincture. But remember, this is hot. This comes from a pepper. So you are going to feel the difference. Now, let me tell you when I use cayenne pepper the most. I use cayenne pepper actually as an immune booster. That's when I use it. I use it as part of my cold and flu shot formula. If you go back, so if you look at my green smoothie recipe, you'll see my flu formula right in there. But if you just go back in the podcast as well, you also see my natural cold and flu remedy formula, and it has cayenne pepper as one of those main ingredients. So again, always tune back to those previous podcasts. They're short. I try to keep them short and lots of great information hopefully in there. So if I feel like I'm getting, let's just say a little like scratchiness in the back of my throat, a little bit of swelling, anything like that, I just start to feel a little run down. I take my immune booster shot, which after I make the shot, which has ginger in there, it has lemon juice, I put my greens powder in, all that good stuff. And then I'm going to sprinkle about a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper over the top of that. And I'll stir it a little bit, and then I'll just shoot that. And what it does is it coats my entire throat, and yes, it burns. But what that does is it actually helps to kill bacteria and kill viruses. It boosts your immune system, boosts white blood cells, boosts circulation, so it helps the immune cells and white blood cells move around faster. Amazing, amazing product, but it's not just about cold and flu season. What I want to do is I want to teach you just a few other things about cayenne. So cayenne pepper helps to also boost digestion. It's really fantastic for that. And one of the things it does besides boost digestion is it boosts overall metabolism. So digestion is part of metabolism. When you have a slow, kind of sluggish metabolism, everything just kind of sits there longer in general. But also in terms of boosting metabolism, when I was over in India, and actually, I should say specifically in Sri Lanka, when I was in Sri Lanka, and again, it's his own country, I know that. So when I was studying there and I was doing my internships there as well, and I worked in the clinic, we used cayenne pepper so much for people looking to lose weight. So what we did is we had these thermogenic herbal formulas that we actually handmade. So I handmade herbal formulas when I was over there. So we started with the dry herbs, and we rolled them in a little bit of bees' honey, or we rolled them in a little bit of ghee. And what that did was that actually helped to activate and uptake these specific products. But we made them into our little pills and pellets because we didn't have capsules over there. So we actually just rolled them in our hands and we made them into their own little pellets. Well, it would get people literally sweating without even having to work out. So it boosts that thermogenic effect, and it worked fantastically well. We had people without exercising because over there, when I was in the clinic, they just did yoga, and people were losing, let's say, 4 to 6 pounds in a week. Now, we did a lot of other great things, right? Because we were doing detoxification, we were using panchakarma. So we're doing a lot of things, but the cayenne pepper was a main part of that remedy. It worked fantastically well. Since cayenne pepper does so much for circulation, it also helps to relieve migraines. So you can absolutely try to relieve migraines and just, again, boost that circulation as well. For a lot of people, it can, and this is not for everyone, but it can relieve a lot of joint pain or nerve-based pain. And again, when you have something that's so powerful of an anti-inflammatory, you can really relieve any types of those aches, pains, fibromyalgia when you use a product like this. So really, really nice. Right now, they're also looking into a few other things, and that's possible anti-cancer benefits as well, especially prostate cancer. So if you're dealing with prostate cancer right now, no harm in starting to use this as a nutritional supplement. One other thing that they're looking into as well is potentially using cayenne pepper as a natural antifungal. Actually, I shouldn't say trying to use it. They have been using it for thousands of years, but they're doing the research to actually prove which strains of fungal overgrowth that it kills specifically, because there are many strains of fungal overgrowth, not just candida, or not just candida albicans, I should say. Okay, the last one I want to mention is that it can help with allergies. Again, a lot of allergies are inflammation-based. If you can lower the inflammation, you may very well be able to lower the allergies as well. However, I want to just give you a couple contraindications now, because I always feel it's important to tell you who it might not be a good match for. Anyone who has really high histamine-based issues, this is a pepper. This is also a high histamine-based fruit, I guess what a pepper is. So when we look at this, it possibly could exacerbate allergies. It could go either way. So you would try it one time when you maybe don't have to go out to work. You could try it like later that night, give it a shot, see if it boosts it, see if it helps your allergies, or see if it hinders it. Again, high histamines, you'd have to be careful with it. Back in the day, I used to not be able to have this. And I used to not be able to have it for one more reason. Cayenne pepper is a nightshade. And now if you look at back in one of my previous podcasts on the deadly foods, nightshades are one of those foods. Now you can look back and forth. Nightshades can cause joint pain, right? And then I just said cayenne pepper could actually help alleviate joint pain. Well, very few people actually have an issue with nightshades. So what I'm saying is, if you're one of those people who have an issue with nightshades, you have to watch out for cayenne pepper. However, most people don't have an issue with eggplant, potatoes, cayenne pepper, goji berries, those types of things, which are nightshades. So hopefully that helps. And again, I just like to give you the contraindications as well. All right, so we went through some great stuff on vitamin K. We went over all the great benefits of cayenne and cayenne pepper. And again, you can take that in supplement form so you don't have to actually eat the peppers or swallow or add the powder to anything, because you can just cook with cayenne pepper powder as well. But a lot of people don't like that heat, a lot of that, spice. So you can also take it in supplement form. Last review I want to give you is a book by Brian Tracy. Now, Brian Tracy has been a self-improvement, self-help, and kind of goal achievement guru in the guru industry for quite some time. And I say that actually with maybe a little bit of jest, but at the same time, he is an amazing individual. He's dedicated his life to this craft, and I think he's absolutely fantastic. I've read pretty much all of his books, really back in my 20s when I was trying to pull my life together, and there was a lot to pull together. I would go through all of his books. I mean, I would just read so much on just self-improvement, psychology, and of course, I was reading on everything health and fitness and wellness and nutrition. But what I'd like to do is how do I give that structure? So I knew I wanted to dedicate my life to health and fitness. I always knew that, always, because I became a really sick kid at 17. So I said, if there's any way for me to figure this out to help myself, I made a promise that I'm going to share this with the entire world. And so I'm trying to make good in that promise. But I also had to get clear on how I would even possibly do that, because no one tells you. No one teaches you in school how to really put your life together. And so that's why my last Monday show was really on productivity. It was really on life management. So you have to understand that you can have all of these great goals in life, and one of those goals could just be getting yourself healthy, or getting yourself to lose weight, getting yourself in great shape, getting yourself in a better relationship, whatever it might be. Well, you need to have a strategy. And so his book called Goals, How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. This is an old school Brian Tracy book. It's absolutely fantastic. Let me see if I can even find what year it was written, because he's written so many books. This was in 2003, 2004, and I guarantee you I bet I read this in 2004. So what it is, though, it's a short book, really great, about 200 pages, and it just takes you step by step in a goal-setting process. Now, does it matter that it was written 12, 13 years ago? Absolutely not. Here's why. I love reading the books that were written quite a long time ago, because those were some of the originators, and the philosophy has not changed. Really only the type of activities we're doing now. Whereas he might say, cut out reading so much of the newspaper or whatever it might be. It might be now stop using so much of the internet, so much Facebook, so much whatever it might be. So excellent book. I highly recommend it. I mean, I'm not going to even go through it right now because, to be honest, if you need help, so if you need more than my 10-minute, 12-minute podcast, which I hope to motivate you, if you needed to take to that next level, you want a structured plan, and you can't hire a life coach, you can't hire a mentor, whatever it might be, this book right here is probably going to cost you about maybe $12, $13, $14, $15, and that is going to get you so much more out of it than maybe you'd even get with a specific coach just for 1 hour, because you can have this as a reference book. Remember, in my 20s, I couldn't afford to hire a coach, but what I could do, I could afford to buy a $10 to $20 book, and that's what I did. And I just kept investing, or I would go to the library. I mean, that was a big thing. And so, again, if your library has this book, just call. Say, do you have the book called Goals by Brian Tracy? I'm telling you, after you read it, you're probably going to want to buy your own copy so that you can highlight it and you can, again, use it as a reference. But it's not the only one. It is one book that I pulled out of my library for you that I thought was really approachable at any level. And even if I were to go back to read it now, after reading many, many books on psychology and goal setting and all of that, I know that this book would help me the second, third time around that I just read it right now. So really hope that it brings you benefit. And again, if any of these tips can help anyone else in your life, please do feel free to share it with them. Take care, everyone, and I hope you have a great upcoming weekend.
Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.